Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you how to sharpen a knife using a whetstone. The equipment that you're going to need is of course your knife, your whetstone. This one's a 1000 and 6000 grit combination, which you can switch. That's the 6000, that's the 1000 grit, and a leveling stone. I'm also going to be using a sink washing up bowl to soak the whetstone in before. This particular whetstone is the Kingstone off Amazon. You can pick them up for relatively cheap on there, so go and check them out. First, you have to prepare your whetstone. As you can see, I've put the whetstone inside water. There is no more bubbles escaping, so now the whetstone is ready. The next stage to preparing your whetstone is to make sure the surface is perfectly level. We're going to do this by using a leveling block, normally supplied with your whetstone. The first step that I'm going to do is I'm going to take a damp cloth and apply some water to the whetstone. Then I'm going to do circular motions with my leveling block until it is perfectly level. Don't forget to apply a lot of pressure and doing it on both sides. What I have done is I've taken a few swipes against the knife block to make this knife very, very blunt. Just to prove how blunt this knife really is. That wasn't supposed to happen. So I'm going to do it again. Hopefully this knife is a lot blunter now. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. So the knife is very, very blunt now, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to restore the edge and make this knife perfectly sharp again. I'm going to take my knife, I'm going to put the blade of the heel on the top right hand corner, and I'm going to come all the way down the whetstone. The same on the other side. I'm going to take my blade of my heel, put it on the top left hand corner, and come all the way down the whetstone to the bottom. Okay, now you are ready to start the sharpening process. The first thing I'm going to do is take my wet sponge and wet the whetstone. Then what I'm going to do is take my knife, put it in the top right hand corner, and come down the whetstone at a 15-degree angle 10 times. The two main things to this is making sure you're applying plenty of pressure at all times and making sure your knife is perfectly level. You don't want it doing this or this, you want it perfectly level across the whetstone as you come down. I'm going to skip this part because I don't want to bore you. Okay, now we're going to do it on the other side, exactly the same. Start on the top left hand corner, come down the whetstone at a 15-degree angle 10 times. Remember to apply plenty of pressure and making sure your knife is perfectly level across the whetstone. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it down to 5 strokes a side. So I'm going to do 5 strokes on this side, and then I'm going to do 5 strokes on this side. Now I've done my 5 strokes a side, I'm going to bring it down to 2 strokes per side, like so. 1, 2. Make sure the whetstone is constantly wet. It's getting a little bit dry there, so we'll just wet it back up again. switch aside and do 2 strokes on this side. Now we've gone from 2 to 1. We're going to do 1 stroke per side, like so. I'm going to repeat this around about 10 times on each side, and then we'll turn it over. Whatever numbers you have decided to do, you've ended up 1 stroke per side. Once you're at this stage, repeat it over and over again until you think the edge is getting pretty sharp. We're then going to flip it over to the 6000 grit, making sure it's very, very wet. And I'm going to use these numbers. I'm going to do 5 on this side, like so. Remember not to press too hard on the 6000 grit, and do 5 on this side. After I've done 2 strokes per side, over and over and over again, until the edge is almost perfect, I'm then going to switch it over to 1 stroke per side. I'm going to keep repeating that over and over and over again until I think my knife's edge is pretty much perfect. Now I'm going to show you how sharp this knife has got. Now to show you how sharp this knife is after using my numbers and my whetstone. That's how sharp this knife is. One more. It's very, very sharp. What I'm now going to do is I'm going to do the ultimate sharpening test, and all it is folding the piece of paper over and pushing the knife through without using any pressure whatsoever. If it cuts, it's razor sharp, put it that way. Yep. Like a hot knife through butter.